get these horns off.
Damn,
We back,
son,
baby.
Where'd you find this?
And we on time. Look at us.
Damn, son, where'd you find this?
That beat is fire too.
Boss him up.
Welcome back to another episode of Everything Under the Sky. I'm your host, as usual, Lamar, with the good fellas. My brother Uriah is here.
What's up, everyone?
Brother Wax is here.
What's going on?
I think.
I'm here. I'm in the skies.
Exactly. I feel like each week that goes by, you get more and more low key. I'm like,
I'm up to something.
It gets more and more undercover every year.
I'm up to
every week. Episode 86.
Yeah.
I'm a clone.
Exactly. Last time we seen you had a beer. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, no.
I feel like you've been like trying out some new styles.
They messed up on this clone.
The summer's good for that though.
You're a defective clone.
Right. No, the summer's good for that, for like trying new styles, trying different like looks.
Nah, what? That's when you go out.
Nah, yeah.
Nah, you're right. I fucked up.
Yeah, no, that is when you're usually outside.
It's usually November where I got.
But if you're gonna like
phase.
cut your hair or like shave off your beard, like I feel like
low key when I
when
cut my
it's
hair,
hot
it was
outside.
summertime.
Well, yeah, I get that logic. Yeah,
but you do got to run into more people in the
Yeah.
summer. So
if it looks bad, you're kind of fucked.
This is not the time to try to experiment new looks unless you're confident in the new look.
Unless you know the look's gonna go crazy,
Yeah.
and it's
Or
like,
you
all right,
just
I'm about to
don't
bring
care.
this out. I'm about to bring out this new look.
See, my barber was out of town, so I had to take matters into my own hand, and the clippers got out of hand. And,
Nah, I like it.
This
You,
is the
you,
result.
you took some years off. You looking like a young man.
yeah, my face feels the breeze. I felt the breeze on my cheeks.
Feel a little cooler.
Pause.
Episode 86, Everything Under the Sky. How are you guys doing?
I'm good. No, it's a little humid in here
It is, huh? I be
because
thinking
the
that.
rain hasn't stopped.
I feel like that's been the theme of the last like 3 episodes, but it really hasn't stopped.
I think it was
Crazy.
yesterday. It was like so hot outside, but then it rained,
I was so confused.
and I was like, "Oh, it's gonna be cool," but it was still hot. I was like,
it
"Wait,
just
what?"
makes it more humid.
I was like, "Bro, I'm in Florida right now. I can't escape the heat." And when I was in Florida, and it like, bro, it's just hot all the time, bro. You can't escape nothing unless you go into some AC. And that's how I was feeling. I was like, "Dang, I'm in Florida. I don't know how to feel about this. I see mountains, and I feel Florida air."
We had a couple 100-degree days, like back to back. It was like 99, 100 these past couple of days. Like you said, it still kind of rained randomly, but people been asking for the summer, and if the 100-degree came, I seen Vegas got up to like 117. It was like a heat wave around
That's
the
random to
U.S.
say that. I seen someone take out a cast iron and cook an egg on it just
In
to show,
Vegas?
show how hot it was.
Jeez.
Yeah.
I seen Texas was hot. Like we just had a heat wave these last couple of days.
Dang.
Other than that, though, how you have you guys been since the last pod?
I've been I feel like I've been busy, bro. I put some drywall up in my house. That took up a lot of my time.
Adding to the value,
Trying.
building that equity.
Trying, for sure, bro. Trying. But yeah, it's not as hard as what you think, but it's a lot of work, if that makes sense. So that's what makes it hard.
The labor.
Yeah, but in regards to like building the wall, I didn't think it was like very complicated, but it's just, the labor work is hard. Bit on that. Been cooking a lot too. I bought a new grill, so that was my other little task. Like I deep cleaned it, like almost made that shit look
Because you
new.
bought it off of Facebook Market. So
Yeah,
you,
bro.
like,
It was
got a
hella
second
cheap.
party.
Yeah,
What kind of grill?
So it's a Weber Genesis, and I looked it up. It was like around like an $800 grill. Like,
So is it like a fire grill? A
Propane.
charcoal?
Propane.
So it's fire?
Gas.
Because I know you got that flat top. I know you wasn't talking about that.
Nah. Yeah, I still got that too, but that's like
So you got an
it's
actual
not- that's
barbecue
not a grill.
grill.
Like, yeah, exactly.
Gotcha. Take that shit out.
Summer,
Put your dad hat on.
summertime.
Definitely had my dad hat on. You know, had the dogs out. I felt good. Yeah.
So we're gonna be looking for another invite from Uriah so he could
Facts.
test his
Oh,
grill
yeah, no,
out.
we could do that soon for
Hey,
sure.
low key, yeah.
But
Low
no,
key, I seen you had the basketball thing in your backyard.
You put the hoop
damn,
out.
how did you see that?
It's tall.
Hey man, I was just in the neighborhood.
See, that's why he's looking. This dude's been on some stuff. He's feeling
That's
creeping.
crazy. I do have the.
He came in with the black Air Forces too. I'm like, Jarrell been on a different type of time lately. I don't know what he's been up to.
Damn, I did get that up. That's what I drywalled. Well, cause like everything moved fast. Cause the rain. We were talking about the rain. I felt like I ordered it thinking it wasn't gonna rain. Then all of a sudden it said it was gonna rain. So I had to like get it done like ASAP. And then I got the basketball hoop up. Been grilling. Yeah, life's good.
That's what's up. This is also our first pod as Lamarski is 31 years old.
Oh
Damn.
yeah,
How was the birthday?
Feels a little different.
Big 3-1. You was
feels a
turning up. I seen you.
Feels a little the same, but it definitely feels a little different for sure. I feel a little wiser. You know,
Okay.
I think I got 3 more gray hairs, so
Damn.
looking forward to that silver foxness. You know, it's giving Idris Elba. You know, I'm not going. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to harp in too much.
You gotta put the muscles on.
Yeah,
for that
well,
one.
yeah.
So
It comes with the age.
It's you and hijacked, huh? Okay.
You know, I ain't gonna go too deep, but let's give it a little Idris. You know what I'm saying? But no, I felt good. The love always is in abundance, so that's like the biggest thing for me. This year, I really want to keep it low key and like didn't want to spend too much money. Like, you know, I'm usually like a traveler and stuff, but this year I want to just chill, keep it low key, and
Hella low key. Usually I get a text to be like, party for Lamar's birthday. You know, come turn up.
that takes so
bro.
much energy. Though,
I got
man.
on
I'm
Instagram
tired.
and I'm like, oh,
You get to the age where you need a woman, bro.
he's got munchies.
You need her to plan that for you.
He's got munchies and mimosas.
I'm just planned out. I'm like, I just need a break for like, give me a year break, and I'll come back with some new freshness.
And munchies and mimosa was perfect timing for you.
Yeah,
So.
I didn't even have to do nothing.
And then when you mentioned you had the tickets, I just brushed it off because I was like, nah, I can't make it, whatever. But if you would have mentioned it was your birthday, I would have been
turn
like,
up.
I'm there.
See, it was dope because they had the Munchies party for Duke Deuce, and then the pool party was the back to back.
Seen that.
So we ended up hitting both, and it was definitely cool. Rooftop vibes too. You know, I love a good rooftop with the homies, so it was good. Got a couple fits off, so I feel good. Like I said,
Man, I got so many fits I need to get off.
as long as the love is there, it's a good birthday. So I feel good. I'm ready to
LA.
conquer more.
Happy late birthday.
Appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Damn, we should have
bro.
the shots ready. I forgot this was
Man,
basically
this
the
is
birthday pod.
It is the birthday
Do you
pod.
have shots?
I think I seen
You just
something
don't have
in
them
there.
ready? Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, ain't nothing to take a
No,
little.
I might take a little detour. You might not see me on camera for a little
nothing to
second.
take a
You
little
know what I'm
intermission
saying?
for a minute. We recorded 2 weeks ago. As you guys know, it's your favorite bi-monthly talk show. Got really deep into some stuff.
That's
Threads.
bi-weekly, bro. You said bi-monthly?
Bi-weekly.
By the
sorry.
way, we working. It is bi-monthly.
That's how it feels. Bi-weekly talk
yeah,
show.
bi-weekly. You know, when the standard person gets paid every Friday. You know what I'm saying? Every other Friday.
Every
my
other.
bad.
You know what I'm saying? Last week, our last show, we talked about like threads dominating. Y'all still using threads, or you kind of fell off a little bit?
I mean, I'm on there, but I wouldn't say I
Kind of
use it.
died. Kind of
It's
died.
not. It's not Twitter. Like
The hype died down a little bit.
For sure, but
I'm
there's a
sensing
lot of
that too.
there's a lot of people on there though.
Yeah,
I never got on it. And then after I found out that you can't delete it once you start it,
bro, that's crazy. Unless you delete your Instagram too.
I'm really not trying to get on it now. I'm like, I don't want something I'm
They
stuck on.
they said they signed us to a 360 deal.
That's crazy.
I'm
It's
like,
like
they
you
did.
sign up for Threads and you go to delete Threads. It's like you
Do
have
you-
to delete your whole Instagram. It's like, wait, what? I'm not doing that.
They got us.
I guess I'm keeping Threads.
We got them. We fucking got them.
Bro, Zuckerberg is
Genius. They're all.
he's a
By the way, speaking of last
he's a
episode,
con man.
speaking
Motherfucker's a con
of
man.
last episode, we talked about him and Elon boxing.
Yeah, Elon need to beat him up.
I did see photos of Mark in the gym.
That's what I'm saying. He's
Mark
been
Zuckerberg?
yeah, bro.
He been
That's
he looks
because
like he's
he
in
been
shape.
training.
that's because Elon posted his little training session with his
Nah,
little
like he looks like he's been doing this.
No,
for a
yeah,
little bit.
Elon had his shirt on and everything. He was like with two like MMA fighters, and then Zuckerberg was like, "All right, bet."
He
He
was
posted
with
his
some
picture.
MMA
He was
fighters,
with
too.
Adesanya.
Adesanya, yeah.
and he had his shirt off. I'm saying Elon had his shirt on.
Yeah, there's a
Zuckerberg
difference.
was like, "All right, I'm gonna take my shirt off. I'm gonna show you I'm really out here working. You just took a picture with some people. I'm out here sweating, got
no,
abs,
yeah, I'm actually working.
busting through my stomach. I ain't
So,
paid for him.
To follow
Or did
back
I?
up, I think Mark was gonna whoop Elon's ass.
If they actually fight, they're never gonna fight.
Money
unless
talks.
it's boxing.
Money
but
talks.
MMA,
How much
that
money
would
would
be
they really make
wild.
from it?
They wouldn't make money, but they're
Well, they would probably give it to charity. They probably wouldn't make money, but the event would make money for sure.
for sure. They were thinking about doing it in the old fucking thing where they used to do the old school back in the day where they used to do the
Like Caesar's Palace type shit.
yeah, like hella back in the day.
Like some gladiator style.
Yeah, what
bro,
the fuck
what?
is that shit called? The arena.
They should just use all of their like tools. Like Elon can use all his Tesla shit. Mark can use all his what the fuck does he even have? All his Instagrams. He's just gonna ching, ching, blind them with his photos. They should just be able to use everything to their capacity, and whoever wins,
Elon gonna win then.
yeah, probably because he got
got the
this-
rockets.
Yeah, he got space.
He gonna have the satellites turn all Zuckerberg shit off, and then just have rockets
Just
blast
make
them.
it dark.
Stop.
It's like Iron Man versus freaking
Doctor Doom or something.
yeah, Batman or some shit.
Batman, that's a good one. Y'all know Batman ain't got no superpowers. Never mind, that's a
Yeah.
Bro,
tangent.
what? Yeah, he's just
He's
has
a
money.
rich guy.
Yeah,
All right, my
I
bad.
just watched Flash. By
He's
the way,
not even
we'll,
a superhero.
we'll get into that soon.
I was gonna say
when we
Flash.
get into the media. Did you seen Flash was out?
I heard.
Yeah, I seen that. I just haven't
I
watched
heard
it
they're
yet.
gonna go bankrupt because of Flash.
I heard
They,
it
they
didn't do
pulled
that
it.
well.
They pulled it out the theaters early.
Yeah, I'm sure it had a big budget.
Had a big bust too.
Speaking of
The Emmys or the ESPYs.
and the ESPYs, but let's show love first. We always show love first. I think we talked about this last show also, how we said there hasn't been a rap album to go #1 yet. But we're like, maybe Uzi can break that. Well, it's official. Lil Uzi's Pink Tape. I know there was some skeptics. Even here on the couch, there were some people who really liked it. Some more songs more than other. I've heard mixed reviews. But first week, it did like 167K, if I'm not mistaken, which is awesome in this time frame. But he has his third #1 album ever and the first hip hop album to go #1 this year. So shout out to my boy Uzi. Have you guys' opinions changed at all on the album, or have you?
It's grown on me even more.
I
I already
was
like
like, go ahead.
to begin with, but it's definitely grown on me way more. I listen to it probably every day.
Every day.
Bro, probably some of the songs, not the full album.
Bitch, I'm amped up. Bitch, I'm amped
But
up.
when I'm working out, that shit's perfect for working out. I promise you.
Like, yeah, the songs I
Oh,
really.
so you work out every day. I see what you're trying to say. Okay.
Well, I try to, yeah, but even when I'm not, there a lot of these songs are good on there.
I
There's
was
definitely a
listen-
solid 10 songs that I could go to and play.
I was listening to it every day until last Friday, just because new music dropped. So I was trying to give it a chance. But I'm definitely gonna go back to it because at first, when I first listened to it, I was like, skip.
That's crazy.
But then eventually, I was like 50-50. Now, low key, I'm like 70.
It's growing. Yeah. The
All
songs
the
I
skips you just said though were all fire.
the
songs.
songs I
They
like.
were.
I've like grown
After
to
it-
like more. But even with that said, I don't like it's a long album still, and it's still like a lot of songs I don't like, but there's a lot of songs I definitely do like. Like you said, there's at least 10 that I like love for sure.
Yeah, 70-30, and there's like almost like 30 songs in there. So that's still like 7 songs, which could be a whole project that I don't like. But like I said, it's getting there.
Yeah, shout out to Uzi. There were a lot of like hot takes on why there hasn't been any hip hop album to go #1 yet. I think that's gonna change here soon. But what do you guys have any opinion on that? Why you think there hasn't been like this is the first one to go after hip hop's been dominating Billboard for so long?
Well, that's you talking about this year. Right?
Yeah, in 2023, just specifically.
I wish we had a list of people that dropped already because I'm not trying to
Exactly.
like,
I think
remember.
that's the
Yeah.
biggest thing is there just hasn't
Because
been.
I feel like he's just
a
the
big
biggest
name.
artist that's
Yeah.
dropped this year.
but there's also the country stars are coming out
Wait,
to play this year.
Kendrick was
And,
last year. Yeah,
um,
definitely.
Morgan Wallen, Taylor Swift, like last year, like the big hip hop names like Beyonce, Kendrick, like they drop, and now it's like the country big names are dropping,
Gotcha.
and they selling 100K per week, like
Bro,
consistently.
Taylor Swift is cheating though.
Morgan Wallen,
She's
she's
re-dropping old albums, calling it her version because she didn't get paid rightfully on the original versions, so she's re-recording them and re-dropping them
She could do that.
under new management. Yeah, because her old manager screwed
if
her.
you re-record it.
Yeah, So she's literally dropping it, and if you look, it'll say my version or Taylor's version. It'll say Taylor's version, and then she'll like throw in some.
But she
some
also
new
dropped a
ones.
new album though. That's what she's touring right now.
Yeah, she did.
She
And then
was-
she just redropped another album.
She was
like,
just here.
last week.
Speaking of this past weekend, she
Friday
had 2 nights.
and Saturday.
Yeah,
Bro,
at
the
Ball Arena.
traffic was crazy.
It was not at Ball Arena. It was at Invesco.
Invesco, yeah, my bad.
Whatever it's called now.
So,
it was at the Bronco Stadium. So imagine 2 nights of that.
It's
She's
insane.
like one of the biggest. She's like she's the biggest artist right now.
I think it said 70,000 can fit in there.
Yeah, 70,000.
Back
So
to
that's
back.
140.
The traffic started all the way in the Springs.
That's
so Dawn
insane.
drove down that Friday night when she performed, and she left. It wasn't even night, I should say. She left at like 3 or something like that, and it literally took her 2.5 hours to get down to Denver. And she said as soon as she got to Powers, which is like the main street where we live at,
There was traffic.
it was automatically traffic.
That's insane. I believe it though. 70,000. That's back to back. Like that's nothing like to. Is she the biggest artist right now? Her and Beyonce.
That's literally what I said to this other person. I was like, it's out of her and Beyonce.
Swifties.
And then they were like, because the person I talked to was a big Taylor fan. They were like, no, she was like, oh, they're totally different. I'm like, okay, but
Yeah.
still, they're still
Like
the
doesn't
top.
mean yeah.
They're still like they're the only 2 that could sell out arenas like that.
like no football fields. Like
Yeah,
like
football
like there's a
fields.
difference. Ball Arena's big, but the football
Football field
stadiums
stadium,
are
yeah.
bigger, and that's what's Taylor, and that's what like Paramore and like Metallica. That's what
Even Paramore was just here, and they were in Ball Arena.
Ball Arena. They were just here.
But back in the day, I'm sure they
Exactly.
could have sold out football fields.
That's
for
what
sure.
they used to. That's
So I think
like
they could only get like 18,000, maybe 20,000 more, something like that in Ball Arena. Yeah.
Bro, people love Taylor, and you got to remember she's 30 now, and she came out when she was 16.
no. She has a little.
So her fan
yeah, she has a little.
Grew up with
is
Ace.
like she got the young fans from back then that are older now, and then she got the young fans now. So it's like she has them all, just like Beyonce.
Except Beyonce's been longer.
Yeah,
That's
Beyonce's
wild.
older too, though.
Yeah. So yeah, that's why I give it to her.
Yeah. Oh,
And she dances better.
If we had to choose, yeah.
Definitely dance.
She's an.
I know you guys have seen those videos.
I didn't even think about that when I said
Well, I
it.
wasn't
but
trying
yeah.
to compare them like that because that's kind of biased and a landslide.
Yeah, I'm just thinking about like who's the biggest star in general. But yeah, it's not even a competition.
Talent wise, well, before you finish,
No, let's move
Beyonce
on.
had the best video of all time.
Yeah, exactly.
He literally interrupted Taylor Swift.
There's nothing to even.
It's all comes full circle. It's crazy.
She was trying to take Beyonce's throne.
Kanye West was like, hold on.
Not
I
yet.
see this happening. Hold on. Y'all
Nah.
ain't slick.
Shout out to Taylor though. No hate to Taylor. Shout out to the Swifties.
Kanye working on a new album.
Swift.
Y'all ready for that?
I seen that actually. We'll get into that with the music.
I
'Cause
didn't
I
really
did-
want
I-
to talk about it, but
I did see that.
we'll
Did,
see.
did you guys see the ESPYs? Or any
Seen
of the highlights?
Just the highlights. Yeah, I tried to watch it low key.
Me too. And
But
I was
it-
like, I couldn't find it.
No, it was like on something like.
ABC.
Oh, is that what it was on?
Yeah. And I was like, oh, because it's usually on ESPN or
Yeah.
something. And I was like, why is it like, where is it? And then I figured I was on ABC and it was like
Mm.
way too late. It was after they were like already posting highlights and stuff.
Real quick, what does SB stand for? ESPYS. Does anybody know? Dang, y'all don't know? Good, because I don't know either.
It's a
Ah,
good
well, I thought
question.
you were gonna tell us.
Nah,
You
bro.
over here like scolding us for not knowing any.
Well, at first I would genuinely wanted to know and wanted our fans to know too, but
I was trying
Look
to
it
think
up.
of the acronym.
I didn't
I'm
want to
like,
feel
Yeah,
bad for
I
not knowing,
honestly
so I
don't
didn't
know.
want to be like, I don't know what it means. But all right, let me look it up real quick.
Whatever, ESPN, entertainment, sports. I don't know. That's a good question. But big takeaways, I feel like we could. There was nothing that surprised us. We pretty much knew the winners for the most point. Patrick Mahomes won best athlete. He had a hell of a year. I'm sure we can imagine some other folks that was in the category. I think the Denver Nuggets won for best sport or basketball team. Jokic won best basketball player. I think the Chiefs might have won best sports team altogether. Jamal Murray. won.
Comeback player.
Yeah, comeback player of the year. That was big. He gave his little speech. It was dope.
That was the one I was most excited for
Angela
because
Reese.
he deserves that.
Angel
Come-
Reese.
Angel Reese. Yeah, I was gonna say there's a lot of people in attendance too, though. That was what was dope. I feel like all the like major sports figures showed up. Angel Reese won an award for like breakout athlete. Caitlin Clark won for best college player.
Well, I'm about to be tuned in to LSU, all college women's, but especially them.
Well, on that note too, I feel like, and this is dope. I feel like I've seen a lot more women highlights, like going around social media more than I've ever seen for sure.
Thank Angel Reese and Caitlin for that.
Yeah, and I think
You
the
could thank TikTok, honestly.
WNBA is doing a better job of promoting, but there's also like a super team in WNBA right now, so they're doing a good job
The
of like
Aces?
of like highlighting them. They're making a lot of noise.
They're comparing them to the Warriors.
Yeah, with
Yeah.
KD,
Yeah.
like the KD Warriors.
Bro, all they got to do is lower that rim. And
Bro, I would
highlight galore.
love to see it. They had their All-Star game
why is
this
that-
weekend too,
Why does that have to be
There
so
was some
tall?
complaints with that though, because I guess they did it during the week, during the day.
and they didn't allow their players to get in free. So they were even like, it was in Vegas, and there was Vegas players who were like, I'm just gonna go to my locker and just like sneak in. Like, what's the difference? But basically, they were like complaining because they didn't give free tickets to the players, which I agree was
For
pretty
sure.
stupid.
That's dumb. So SB stands for Excellence in Sports Performance Yearly. I don't know what the S stands for. I guess just make it
Just
plural.
plural.
And they had performances by Lil Wayne, her, and the House of the Vibe All Stars. Who's that?
No, you don't know who that is. Did you guys hear Lil Wayne? He did like a dope, like,
A remix.
yeah, a little remix.
To a Millie?
Yeah, an updated version. Put some sports stuff in there. See if we could play it. Denver got a shout out.
Yeah.
Colorado.
Yeah,
Denver and Colorado.
same. Hey. Out their way in Colorado. Hey.
That shit got lit over there.
I was wondering what that noise.
Got the camera vibrating. Okay.
Travis Kelce.
You ain't scaring nothing. I want my NIL, so I'm going back to college. Tattoos on my face. You can call me Dennis Rodman.
Bro, that camera
Just getting everybody perfect.
cut to the Tyson when he said tattoos on my face was so perfect.
I
I
know.
thought he was about
I
to say
know.
Tyson. And I was like, oh, Dennis Rodman?
He probably thought he was about to say Tyson. He probably thought he had it.
Oh, for real. Call me Mike Tyson. It would have worked.
Yeah, and shout out to Wayne. He's a GOAT, man. That was dope. It was dope to hear him remix. LeBron won an award too. I keep forgetting. I couldn't find what it was, but I think it was like Moment of the Year or something. Biggest takeaway, he was just saying he's here. He's not retiring. But he only has one more year with the Lakers, so he's dead to me, basically. after
So he's out. You
after
think
this year. Well, he's made it known he wants to play with his son. So if the Lakers don't draft his son, if his son is a lottery pick, we're pretty much like, yeah, there's nothing we could do.
Record-breaking performance.
Yeah, record-breaking performance. So that made sense.
Okay, that does make sense.
And it was dope to see. He had his family up there. He had Savannah up there. I seen.
Nah, yeah, go James, bro. Can't tell him nothing. Bro, he He scored the most points You
Of
can't
all time.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And he's still going. Like, I don't think anyone's ever gonna break this. Who knows? Maybe not in our lifetime. You know what I mean? It
Because
might,
it's still in counting. That's what's tough.
and who knows how many more years he's gonna play, bro.
Did you guys want to hear this at all, or are we good to?
Nah, we can listen to it.
Listen, you can love me, and I know some of you hate me as well. But the one thing you will always do is respect me and appreciate
It's only a
the way I
minute.
approach the game and what I've given to this game. Thank you.
Yeah, everybody here.
I'm so proud of these two men standing right behind me tonight. See, they're on their own basketball journey, and no matter how far they choose to go,
You think he wrote his
they're
own
not cheating
speech?
this game. And that inspires me.
Chat GPT.
They got to put you.
I wasn't sure if I was gonna
They got to
keep
put
playing.
you on payroll.
And I know a lot of experts told you guys what I said, but I'm here now speaking for myself. In that moment, I'm asking myself if I can still play without cheating the game. Can I give everything to the game still?
This don't sound
Truth
legit
is,
to you.
I've been asking
Nah,
myself
it
this
does.
question at the end of the season for,
Nah, I feel like he
Years
probably
now.
wrote it. I'm just talking shit.
I just never openly talked about it. I don't care how many more points I score or what I can or cannot do on the floor. The real question for me is, can I play without cheating this game? The day I can't give the game everything on the floor is the day I'll be done. Lucky for you guys, that day is not today.
Like they loved that. That was the only thing I kept seeing going viral.
LeBron James.
I'll show him.
LeBron James.
Hey, two-time champ. Two-time champ.
Hey, he's dead to me.
2 times.
No, but because you were saying he said he was retiring, he was faking saying that.
Bro, we all knew he wasn't retiring.
He had,
Stop
he
it.
had to take some time out to see
Oh.
if he was going to cheat the game. And the
Bro,
day that I can say I'm
Yeah.
not going to cheat the game,
if any of you tell me here that you really thought he was retiring, I'm gonna say bullshit.
he's making $50 million this
I
year.
thought he was
Exactly.
gonna retire.
He didn't want to be talked
And
about being
then-
swept.
Oh, yeah, and you don't want to go out like that either.
Yeah.
I feel like he was gonna retire, take a year off,
Come
join the
back.
ownership gang, create a new team, draft his son, join that team, and then that's it.
Conspiracy
play,
wax.
though.
He can. Michael Jordan did it.
He didn't play for his team.
Yeah, he did.
He was like an investor. I don't think he was majority owner though. I think that would be the difference. So maybe if he like was invested, but I don't think he could be majority owner and do it.
Mm.
I could be wrong. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like that's collusion now. That's why nobody has done it lately.
Conspiracy wax.
Speaking of award shows, we might as well get into the Emmys. They released their nominations as well as the date for when the Emmys will be held. Seems like HBO. I don't even know if they're HBO anymore. It's Max, HBO Max, whatever you want to call them. They're showing their ass out here. They are leading the way. They're the top 3 Emmy nominations. For people who don't know, Emmys is the award show for TV shows, and the top 3 most nominated shows are all through HBO. That's crazy.
That is crazy.
So Succession leads the way with 27, and then The Last of Us 24, White Lotus 23, and then it says not too far behind. My boy Uriah's favorite, Andor, some Disney Plus.
Oh, it's
The
like
Man-
all the Star Wars series.
Yeah, The Mandalorian earned 22. So Disney was definitely well.
Obi-Wan Kenobi. You just gonna skip that one?
Was all of them grouped together. So Andor, Obi-Wan, Mandalorian.
Mandalorian. Disney's definitely well represented also. The Bear,
At 13.
Ted Lasso's also. It says in order to be eligible for this year's award, a television show or limited series must be released between June 1st, 2022 to May 31st, 2023. We're not going to get into the specifics or the details, but what I want to ask you guys, are there any snubs? You know, we got to talk about the snubs. Anything that's not here that you were like, what?
There's nothing that comes to mind. I mean, I guess because there's still gonna be some that are nominated that may not have been mentioned with that group that had like 20 plus, right, or even 10 plus. So I feel like there's a lot of good people in there. I haven't really looked at like all the nominations for like the actual actors and stuff like that.
One that Twitter brought to my attention that they were saying Snowfall and Damson. I don't think Damson got any.
Damn, that's crazy. Yeah.
I could be misspeaking, but I know that if he did, he didn't get like
No, I think I heard that too. Like they didn't
most
get nothing.
outstanding actor or the big ones for sure.
I didn't watch the last season, so I didn't really have a reaction to that. I was like, dang, that's crazy.
But it must. I think that might have been the best season, and they definitely were acting. Like
Well, that was a good season.
I think they deserved at least something.
one, it could be more than one. It's not just the main actor. You know what I mean?
No,
There's
exactly.
Supporting cast. there's
Exactly.
The picture.
That's what I'm saying. At
yeah.
least something. Story. Like there's always.
That's
little
a good one
things.
actually. I wish I would have looked through this a little bit more.
And we are back
With breaking news.
with more good vibes. That was a punch in, if you were curious. So we left off on the Emmys. I think good segue. We can get into this writer strike that's been going on. And it's actually so deep. The actors have actually joined in on the strike too. And I think they're kind of like populating it because now people are like saying it's an actor strike when really it started off as a writer strike. And the writers are like at the forefront. But I think it is dope that the actors joined in also. Have you guys been hearing about what's going on with this whole writer strike thing in Hollywood?
The first I heard of from it was BET Awards. And they're like, we stand with the writers. And everybody that went on stage kept saying that. And I
Is
was
that
like,
why they didn't have a host, you think?
Because they didn't want to write the script for them?
Yeah, that's part of the writers.
Yeah. Yeah, because the BET Awards was improv. If you didn't watch it, it was like just who's presenting the awards, go up there and say something.
And perform.
But that was the first time I heard from it. Then I started researching. Then I kept hearing more about it. So I definitely been hearing about it.
Yeah, and it's getting more popular. They're starting to say shows are getting delayed from it. Like Euphoria, it was one of the biggest shows I heard got delayed.
I could see Zendaya having a big part in that. Like,
Well, yeah, but the writers, they can't have a show without people writing the script. She's only one
True. And
piece of that.
that's true. And the actors, either they're going to be upset with the writers or they're going to be with the writers.
Exactly.
So that's why I say I think Zendaya was with the writers. She's like, yeah, fuck him.
Yeah, no, she's
Like, I ain't got to act.
she's down for the cause.
No, I definitely seen it circulating through. I don't know too much. Like I was asking you pre-production, but like, do you know how much writers make and like what's the difference? Like, what's the main thing? Like, all the obviously more pay, but like, is there more to it besides just that?
So yeah, I think just generally they are underpaid, but I think the average was like 70,000 in Hollywood for like just like the average basic writer. But the thing is, it's the streaming that's really killing the writers' pay.
Yeah, I don't think they're getting paid for streaming or it's not structured into
no,
their
they
contract.
are because they're writers, so they're more front end, whereas the actors and stuff are more back end. But with the writers and with streaming, it's everything so fast now, and there's only like 5 episodes, or you'll get like 6 episodes here. But think about like us, you usually are paid hourly, and if you have a short series that's only coming out with 4 episodes, that cuts everything down this much. So they were saying like with everything moving so fast now, and with when you work on a series and you stream it or a movie, it comes right out. So like that takes the time down that they can actually work on it. So it's really just like when they used to be able to just work on like one show a year, and it would take like 6 months to get that show out, they would be pretty much employed like the whole year. But now shows move so fast that they have to find like 3 or 4 shows a year to just support that 70,000 that they used to get with just one big show. And they're saying things are just like with streaming, it's just too.
So I
too
can see
quick.
why they're afraid that their jobs are going to be taken by AI, which could probably write those scripts fast. And then if those scripts are good or not, that's a different conversation. But they're still, I mean, that's still like challenging their jobs, you know? So they're probably afraid of that too, which I think that's one of the elements to the strike.
From my experience, I don't think they would create a good show.
And they just want to know that their job is secure. Like, they don't want to know that AI is a threat.
And they want insurance to
Assurance.
say, just because this show isn't worked on the whole year, I should still get like full pay for that, basically, because the show's still impactful. Like, you look at Euphoria, it's like super impactful, but they only work on it like once every like so often. So a lot of times writers will work on this show, but then they also work on this show and this show. But like I said, now with shows being there's so many shows and there's so many streaming networks, and everything's like I said, shorter shows or 30 minutes, and it's like just getting so quick that everything's moving so fast. So 3 weeks of employment now, it used to be like 3 months of employment back then. So basically they're just saying they have to work like 3 times as hard just to make what they used to make.
So they definitely need a restructure of payment.
Just the restructure
definitely.
is the biggest thing.
Because who knows if a show's going to be a hit. So they should get like royalties, you know?
Or
Like,
it should at least be worked into the budget where they're going to get paid an annual sort of salary, right? Like where, hey, you're going to make this X amount, even though you only work a couple months or whatever it may be, right? Like, but you're still going to get this amount from us.
but that's scary, because what if the writers don't write a good script, and not necessarily blaming it all on the script, but like, let's just say the show bombed and the company itself isn't making money off the show, but then we gotta pay these writers. So it gotta be like,
Well, that's kind of different. I mean, just like me, I'm a salary employee, but I know what I'm gonna make yearly, right? But of course, if I'm fired, I'm not gonna get paid no more.
true, but knowing that you're gonna make what you're gonna make, is your performance gonna be up to par all the time? Not to bash you as a person. I'm just saying, as a person, knowing like what you're gonna make is like, I ain't got no performance
trying to make more money.
incentives. But how do you make more money though if you have a salary?
By performing, moving up to a new level, showing that I could do a better job.
So you gotta wait a whole nother year to get a new salary.
Nah, not necessarily. I could get a promotion within that year. Like, I'm not signed to a contract where I have to stay for a whole year to make that salary. That's just like, I'm a salary rate, so I'm not on an hourly basis. No matter what, my paycheck's going to be the same every 2 weeks.
So
Like no matter how many hours you put in.
Yeah. But I could still, again, I'm not signed to that contract where I have to stay there for a whole year before I could go to another position or anything like that. That's just my annual rate that I'm getting every 2 weeks. But if I get a promotion, that annual rate's going to go up every 2 weeks for the every 2 week pay.
So who says you get a promotion? You know, like, are those promotions guaranteed?
Well, no promotion should be guaranteed. I think like you'd have to earn
So it's
it,
like
right?
those companies, they're gonna be like, yeah, we pay you an annual salary, but that's it. Like, if the show is number one and it just kills all shows in the world of all time, you still got your annual salary. Sorry, we don't do promotions over here.
I mean,
buddy.
that's better than them not getting paid after they're done with their work for not writing for them. Wouldn't you?
I mean, they're
think?
getting paid. They're just not.
I thought that was the whole point that we were talking about. That
They're not doing it for free.
No, they're working for, let's say it takes 3 months for them to write it. They work for those 3 months. The rest of the year, they're not getting paid from that one gig. But if you made it to where it's an annual salary and they're still getting paid because
Like
they
no
know
matter
when,
the time frame.
they know when new season's coming. So let's keep this writer on our payroll. That way they're still making money. They're happy. And then
And that's the thing too. Shows get canceled so often nowadays because there's so many networks. Like,
So it's only good to lock in your baseline to where you know you're gonna make this much regardless. The show bombs, it does good,
or
What's the
maybe it doesn't even
alternative?
have to be an annual salary. Maybe it's just a higher
royalties.
maybe you're getting paid more for each gig that you do or something. It could be something like that. Or it could be royalties if they could negotiate that in there. But
Should just be
It would
based
have-
on how well the show does.
It's like it's hard. It would be different if they were like they created a show and then they're selling it to this person and now they want royalties. But if you're hired from a company as a writer and now you're
Exactly.
writing for them, that's a little different.
Because I'm thinking like, think of SNL, which is like a machine, but there's a guy who started SNL who's like created it.
The brand.
Right. But then they need season to season to keep getting content out. So they're hiring writers to come in and do that.
I don't know if that's your content at that point with that sort of setup. It'd be different if it was yours and you still want.
But at that point, you're
yeah.
just kind of like a worker. Even if you do have like a funny skit on it, you're like, it's still like, it's my show though. Like I still hired you as like a worker. It's just, it's just convoluted. Because then you think about the actors too, and then the directors and producers, executive producers, and then you're like, all right, well, if everybody's getting royalties, then nobody's getting royalties. But then that's the next part, because Bob Iger of Disney came out and was like, he said something, but he was also one of these billionaires who's worth like a crazy amount of money. And he's like, dude, you make like 70,000 a second, and these people make 70,000 a year. Just give them more money at the end of the day. At the end of the day, everything boils down to money and more money.
It's just creators versus owners.
And inflation versus everyone.
And the creators are
Facts.
creating.
Everything's getting expensive.
And the owners are just reaping the benefits.
And it also says the last time they went on strike was 15 years ago. And now it's kind of like when things started getting a little bit more digital too. So it kind of makes sense.
That was also 2008. And also there was a
Depression and
banking crisis. We're also in a banking crisis here, recession, so on and so forth.
people needed money.
They're trying to secure their futures.
Yeah. So I get
And
it.
the future is fuzzy.
Especially when it's a field that's like that's fickle. Like you never know if you'll make it back in another writer's room.
True.
Or AI, they could just be like, fuck it, we're just going to do it, have AI do it.
And AI is a part of it too. It's
And
not
that's-
only streaming. AI is a big part of it
Yeah,
too.
so there's 3 factors: base pay, assurance of jobs for AI, and the streaming services compensation. And I think the reason why the actors are getting involved and joining them is because the writers could be replaced with AI, but the actors really can't, you know? So they're like, well, they can't replace us, so we got your back. Like, they can't do a show without us, so.
And they know how important the writers are.
No,
Yeah,
exactly.
well, I even think beyond that because
And a lot of the actors are creatives too, and they are writers.
well, and some things we like because of personal touch, like, right? It's not always about just putting out
The same
content.
analytical
Yeah, content with
algorithm.
yeah. So I think there's a difference. I
Could
personally don't think like maybe in the future, but I think right now, like if AI wrote a story, I feel like you would know AI wrote that story. In my opinion.
Yeah, you would probably know, but it would still probably suffice.
No, I think so. It would suffice because actors still got to play their role because actors ad-lib all the time, you know? Like,
True,
they put their own little swing to the script. They're like, I could say it a little better. I could change it up a little better.
Yeah.
So
And
I think AI could, bro, it's a real threat to the writers, bro. AI.
no, yeah, I've been waiting to bring up this story, but one of my coworkers is like, he's a storyteller, and he threw this event where he had other people come and tell stories, and it was like maybe 4 people, but the 5th story was all AI generated, and he just literally had AI write a story for him. But of course, like you said, you have to put like some modifications.
Well,
So-
you have to direct it.
Yeah, so he told it what it wanted, but it like voiced over. He let him know like in what voice and everything, and like it was a part of the whole storyteller series. But AI wrote him a story, and he played it during that event, and he said it went well.
It's crazy because it's going to be like, is infringement the right word?
Copyright infringement.
Yeah, but it's not. It's kind of is because it's like it's not somebody's work. It's like AI generated it to be your work, but it's still not your work.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because it's not plagiarism, because plagiarism is
But it is
stealing
your work because you
someone
told
else's
AI
work.
what you wanted. You know, so it's like That's a very
We're
great
getting in scary
area,
times.
bro.
Teachers and professors are going to have a very tough
I
time.
feel like they need to use it to their advantage.
How? Like what? I mean, not how, but what do you mean by that?
Like you know how teachers have to plan their
Well, that's always been my argument. Use it as a tool.
Yeah.
yeah, like Uriah's been telling me, like teachers have to plan out their teaching. I don't know what it's called.
Their teacher's plan.
Yeah, like for the week, every day, you know. You just have AI do it, and then you could focus on being personal to the kids, you know.
But even beyond that, then they could still modify whatever they would want, right? Like it's just a foundation. I don't think you should use it and just, like you guys have
Go
said,
blindly.
like copy it completely, right? Like, but I think it's a good way to get a foundation, get some sort of direction with something,
You
get
got
different
writer's
ideas.
block.
Yeah, just things like that. But I could see how it could be scary. I mean, it could be scary, but I also think I don't think it's gonna stop. So I figure you might as well understand it and understand how to use it and monetize it.
Bro, these writers
And-
better just start using it. Like, hey, I'm a writer and I know how to use AI. You ain't gotta replace me with it. I know how to use it. It's okay. We could work together.
Because it can be helpful. Like you could say, it could even be if you had your own like little entrepreneurship. You know how much it'd probably help you organize yourself. You know what I mean?
That shit's empty, brother.
I know. You ain't have to point it out.
Go get us some other ones. Coming up this weekend, though, the biggest event of maybe the year, but the summer for sure. Got the streets on fire. Barbenheimer. It's got people in a rage. People in a blaze.
Barbenheimer?
Barbenheimer.
I'm just very confused. So is it a German Barbie?
He said, I think it's German.
Barbenheimer, okay.
No, they literally just put the two movies together. So
Okay.
the Barbie movie comes out this Friday. Oppenheimer comes out this Friday.
Okay.
So they're just saying like there's going to be such a clash of fan bases at the movie theaters. It's just creating like this huge event. And
Blockbuster even.
it's kind of turned into like something fun. I don't think they're beefing for real, but they're just like going hard. Like who's going to show out harder?
Well, it's good for marketing.
Exactly. Who
It's like when Kanye verse 50 Cent.
exactly. Who's going to show up more? Who's going to sell out more? Who's going to get that first week box office? So I think it's actually good for the movie and the sport, especially because they're also so different. Like it's
Yeah,
not
I
like
was so confused.
it's not like Marvel and DC or like it's so like different ranges, but it's dope that they've actually been able to like market together and like build a consumer fan base in between.
See, that's why I was getting confused. I was like, I swear I seen Oppenheimer, and then I kept seeing Barbenheimer. I'm like, what is going on, bro?
No, so yeah, Oppenheimer is the movie by Christopher Nolan, and it's the story about, from what I'm understanding, it's the story about how the atomic bomb was first created and when it was first used. And what's weird is I actually had a dream about like a bomb last night, and I don't know if it was because of Oppenheimer, but it was like hella wild.
So is it gonna be like shown like World War II? I'm assuming.
That's
right?
what I'm assuming. And like,
Or is it, because didn't we like test it? Or was it ever tested? We just fucking like.
Well, I'm
used that
pretty
shit?
sure they tested in like oceans and stuff.
Yeah, what
like
was
and-
that one
and
that they dropped
smaller.
in the ocean? It
Might
was,
be the Oppenheimer, bro.
yeah, I know they've had hydrogen bombs too,
they
but
dropped one in the ocean. They had
But
like fake ships and
Hiroshima,
stuff.
right, is where we
The actual
bombed.
one, yeah.
Yeah,
man, we dropped 2 bombs though.
yeah, on Japan. Yeah,
But I think they did something first with a bomb. But that's why it'd be dope though to actually see like how deep they get into it, of the history, and like, are they really telling us the story of like World War II?
well, and what's the backstory? Because there's always like, it's interesting hearing the American version, right? Because it's always
Exactly.
so patriotic. They make it seem like we didn't do nothing wrong.
he's a
but-
hero?
Or like, what was the behind the scenes, like global politics wise? Like, what was going on to cause all this as well?
Yeah, I wonder how deep they'll get into it. But either way, the story behind the atomic bomb is crazy, and just the fact of how powerful it is, and that it's never been used since then.
That shit shouldn't be around.
And
Bro.
and now we own Japan.
Because we fucked them up.
There was nothing left. Like,
And now they're the shortest people by average. And I'm not saying there's a correlation, but I'm just saying them
That
chemicals,
radioactivity, bro.
them chemicals are nothing to play with. But I also heard in history about the atomic bomb, it was like such a secret thing that when they introduced it, the vice president didn't even know about it. Like this was something they were testing out and like at smaller levels. And clearly they were like, nah, we have to put an end to this. And Christopher Nolan is usually pretty good. He usually does like I think he did Superman. I think he usually does like superhero flicks. So I think this would be something different. He usually does like big blockbuster style bang bang. But with all that said, Barbie's kind of pushing steam too. Barbie's been looking dope. I know for one, Margot Robbie's in it. She can probably sell a movie.
Perfect person.
Yeah, she could sell
to
a
play
movie
Barbie.
poster by herself. But the cast looks pretty dope too.
They've never had a Barbie movie, and it was because they were waiting for her.
But it's also like a different play on Barbie too, which is kind of weird because it's like more dope. They're not really marketing to kids, if you guys have noticed.
Yeah.
It's not really a kid movie. It's like more.
But also, we grew up with Barbies. This
True.
generation did, yeah.
But I heard it's more like philosophical. It's more like, well, from what I'm understanding, if I just had to assume, it's like, you know, Barbie is like the perfect society, and it's going to be like a deeper meaning to like how we are like living, trying to be perfect.
Because all the people that play with Barbies are in their 30s.
No, for sure.
And Barbie.
Wait, what? That played with Barbies.
That's what I said. What did I
I
say?
thought you said that play with Barbies,
No, that played.
like past tense.
Yeah.
Joel was telling us he still plays with them.
I was like, wait, people still 30-year-olds be playing with Barbies still?
Oh, so y'all admit y'all did play with Barbies.
No.
Nah, I didn't have no sister.
I just didn't know 30-year-olds are still playing with Barbies. That's
played
kind of
with-
weird.
I played with Barbies. Not like my personal choice or like my personal collection, but
You add them to your action figures.
nah,
You was goosing them.
I did.
Yeah, I
have 'em go
know
on
you
dates and
look
stuff.
like that type of nigga. Bring your Spider-Man home to the Barbie. These are two different universes. Why is Iron Man in the Barbie house?
Bro, my girl cousin's the same age as me, and we grew up together. Basically, she had the bar. She had everything, bro. The limo with the pool inside the limo. So I used to come over, yeah, with my Spider Man, and then sometimes she'll have the boy Barbies. So I'll play with them sometimes.
I was an action figure
Same.
guy too, so I love them little things.
Yeah, so I played a little bit.
With all that being said, which one y'all going to go see first?
If I had to choose,
Exactly.
Barbs.
I mean, I'm probably not gonna go to see it.
If you had to spend $8 on one,
Probably Oppenheimer.
Hopefully, I got a date, so it'll be Barbs.
honestly, I want to see both, to be honest.
No, yeah, I would see both, but I don't know if I'm gonna pay for it.
But yeah, I would go
yeah.
see Oppenheimer first, probably. But I am hella intrigued by Barbie. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I feel like I watched a bunch of World War II videos in middle school and stuff, like the
But
actual footage.
Yeah, but it's
so
cool.
I'm
to see them
wondering-
redepict stuff.
No, I'm just wondering if it's gonna be like the creation of the atomic bomb more so than the drop of it. And we all know when they used it, so I'm wondering like,
Is it gonna show like the effects?
like you said, they dropped two of them, one on the 6th, one on the 9th, so like 2-3 days apart from each other.
Oh yeah, I want to know
Bro,
all
they
of them
just-
behind the scenes.
Bro, they just murked people for no reason, bro. It was like a 20 to 170,000 ratio. 20,000 being soldiers, 170,000 being civilians, bro. Like, and then the second city was only like 150 soldiers and like 50,000 people. Like, damn, bro, you just killed the people. Like,
Yeah,
you didn't-
I want to see all that. I need
like,
to see
damn,
all that.
they didn't
It's
give a
just also
fuck.
crazy thing about like back then. Did they even have any sort of warning?
Like technology
know?
was not even.
Like,
Bro,
you know
they
what I mean?
definitely
advanced.
didn't know.
Like that should just happen one day. They were just chilling their back patio.
Seen that
Chilling. So like at least now we'll have alerts or like we'll have Amber alerts. Like they didn't have none of that.
shit.
Exactly.
Go to shelters if you got them.
Yeah, that's crazy. But I'm tapped in. That's a good story to tell. It's a crazy story to tell, but it is a good story.
Yeah, it's the craziest story. That's the craziest war story there is.
Pretty much. Especially wait, Vietnam, that was in World War II.
Nah, that's after.
I was gonna say, especially because it led to Vietnam. But I think that was
It might have. Who
that was a
knows?
little
I'm
bit
sure all that
different.
stuff
It's
is
connected.
connected.
You gotta watch the movie.
Exactly.
Right.
It comes out this Friday though. It's crazy. It's 21st of July already.
Bro, we're already past the halfway point.
Bro, summer's almost
2023.
over. Summer's the shortest season, I feel like.
because everything just moves so fast.
Well,
In Colorado,
it's
at
just been
least.
raining, so it hasn't even felt like summer.
I know we get like 2 days out the week of summer.
Oh, we're already on movies. Any other movies or shows we want to highlight? Anything we've been tapped into?
You know, I've been watching The Crowded Room. It's like, nah, I haven't finished it. I don't even know if these two shows are out. The Crowded Room with
No, it is.
Tom Holland, and then
The one with Zendaya, I think, isn't out.
and then the one with Zendaya. What's that one called? We just had it up.
Challengers.
Challengers.
Yep.
These two shows. The
Are they
Crowded Room, I guess, is out.
Are they competing?
No, it is. It's on. I'm pretty sure it's on Apple. I want to say it's
I think he has a contract with Apple. He has a few projects on Apple. Tom Holland.
Okay. Just to give y'all my quick backstory.
You haven't watched him though. You're just.
I haven't watched any of them. I'm just saying what I've been seeing on the internet. You know, like once clips get out there, they out there. You better hurry up and watch the shows you want to watch. Or if not, they're going to get spoiled. But like Challengers, I'm pretty sure it's just a trailer that's been out because it's not out yet. And it's just Zendaya basically about to have a threesome. And we all know Zendaya and Tom Holland
nothing
are
crazy.
dating. Yeah, nothing crazy. You know how we are as a people in the internet. We just, it's just a movie, you know. But
You know what they did
still
with
in a
that
relationship.
Chloe
you know?
Bailey and Damson Idris clip. That
Exactly.
shit was 2 seconds.
So you know their first reaction was like,
I thought
"Oh,
it was crazy.
Tom Holland." You see all these memes with Tom Holland all sad because Zendaya's having a threesome. You know, he's the typical
It's a
sad boy
movie.
boyfriend. And then, like a week later, you see Tom Holland like, "Oh, Tom Holland gets his revenge." I'm like, "What the heck, Tom Holland? What?" And then it's Tom Holland in a gay scene.
I'm like, gets his revenge.
Or what if it was
Right?
opposite? You know what I'm saying? What if, because this is already out for Tom Holland. What if this is Zendaya's revenge tour? Just
Hey,
saying.
I
This
don't
one's
know.
already, you know, one of them's already out, one's not. You know what I'm saying?
And yeah, Tom Holland is getting the business. He's not giving the
All
business.
right, I think we understand.
Yeah.
Well, I just had to make that clear. You know, I don't know. So now the
No, I'm
internet has to
picturing it, and I
now
don't
the
want to
internet has
picture
to
it.
switch
I've
to
seen
how Zendaya's
So I'm
reacting.
imagining it from him telling me.
Now we gotta imagine how the internet's gonna react to Zendaya's reaction. It's like, oh, now Zendaya's sad, but she's good though because she got two dudes now. But it's like, I don't know. That was crazy. Tom Holland and Zendaya,
Do you think they like
two
warn each other?
crazy sex scenes. Did they warn each other?
Yeah, like do they give them a heads up? Like, do they have to disclose that when you're in a relationship?
I didn't even know they were still together.
Or you're like
honestly.
my
I
job is
hate
my
this
job.
relationship. You know, I'm not the biggest fan
Yeah,
of
I
like
feel like it's the most.
love.
It was a
But
pro.
I do not like this relationship. First of all, so I didn't even know they were still together. But that is a good question.
I
If
think
do you let your opposite other know, like especially with acting, but it happens so frequently, like, hey, I got a sex scene tonight.
Or you like work is work.
Exactly. So it's just a given.
I think you should tell your significant other
Oh, for sure.
that you're about to have this scene because they're gonna see it regardless. So like, why not give them a heads up?
I mean, I'm
Now,
not
are
even-
they allowed to tell each other? It still doesn't matter. They still should tell each other. It's like it's called pillow talk. You know, you laying in bed like, oh babe, don't say nothing. But I got this crazy sex scene coming up.
Now, if you're gonna kiss somebody else, you should probably tell,
For sure.
like, yo,
And
I
then
got
she's
this scene. We lip locking.
But what if they
And
kissing
is-
on your neck? Is
And
that
and
different?
Zendaya's like,
Nah, that's work.
Zendaya's like, I got a threesome, babe, but it's just work. Like they're just gonna be kissing on me. You know, we might get naked a little bit.
I'm like, who's the director?
And then Tom Holland's like, oh, really, babe? Now I feel better telling you about my sex scene coming up. It's like, nah, but I just imagine that's how the conversations went. You know, like
That's
either
how it went.
either
yeah.
Tom, I can't imagine how Tom Holland would like try to break the news first. Like, babe,
Yeah, I'm
guess,
sure
guess what they trying to make me
they're
do.
actors, so I'm sure they just tell each other like, yeah, this is another crazy script.
Or they-
and they
yeah.
turn down scripts too. So I'm like, yo, this guy got
Oh,
a
so
movie.
you
I don't
do you think they suggest like? All right, I got a new question. Do you think they like discuss like should they take these roles or scripts,
if they're that deep into it, for sure.
or do they just tell them straight up like, hey, babe, I'm doing this?
I think it depends on where you're at when in a relationship too. Like,
Well, they two
I mean, I
Spider-Mans
think-
in, so what
I
y'all
think,
think?
I think there's levels to relationships. You know what I'm saying? Especially I feel like with celebrities. I feel like relationships with celebrities are so fickle. Like they're together. Like you said, you didn't even know they're still together. Probably because most relationships with celebrities, they don't last that long.
Right.
So I don't know. It's good. It's good conversation though. I definitely would want if I had my girl's an actor. What, bro? She better let me know.
Yeah, you don't want to be surprised. Nobody
Yeah, I
wants to
don't
be
wanna, like,
surprised.
Go to the movies to the premiere and all of a sudden I
Exactly.
see you kissing this dude. You know what I mean? Like,
I feel like if they really cared about the relationship and respected it, they would discuss the roles before they happen. Like, should I take this?
Okay, folks, we made it to the music section. What we got? Anything coming out? Anything that dropped last week? There was actually a few albums that surprisingly dropped. Some cool shit too.
yeah, little TJ.
Well, some cool names at least.
Yeah. Little TJ did. Dave East did.
King Von dropped an album.
You know I don't listen to stuff that. So I seen it, but I didn't download it.
I didn't get to that one on purpose because I knew Uriah was gonna listen to it.
Yeah, I knew that's when I bumped it. I'm like, I know your eye is not going to be feeling it.
I didn't even listen to. I didn't even download it.
It was doing well streaming wise though. A lot of people were.
Probably listen to it on my drive home.
It was solid. King Von vibes. He's just like a good natural rapper and songmaker. He was pretty good. Has some pretty good features too. King Von grandson, and he also had a video. Like you could just tell he was like working hard because he had a lot of music waiting. But he like had a video and he was in it, so like you could tell all this stuff was kind of like just done already, and they're just dropping it. But it wasn't too bad. Polo G's on here. G Herbo, Lil Durk. I heard it maybe once or twice. Still need some time to let it sink in. What about Dave East? You guys hear the Dave East?
I did. It's cool. I mean, it's a Dave East album.
A lot of his albums sound similar.
That's what I was gonna say. I feel like my downside to him is I feel like he hasn't really advanced as an artist. You know what I mean? Like, 'cause he's been around for a while now.
For sure.
And like you said, a lot of his music does sound the same to me. And it could be his voice. I know Wax mentioned this earlier.
I haven't heard the whole album. It's 24 songs. Haven't really had a chance to live with it, but from what I heard, like it's always like the same vibes with Dave East.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I ran through it real quick.
And I love Dave East, so it hurts to say that, but
His voice is annoying.
he'd be too aggressive.
Not
Oh,
even.
slide
bro.
on
It's
him.
just,
He got
it's
the
just,
raspy.
Yeah,
Put
it's
in the
too.
pin in
It's
the
too.
bite on
It's
him.
too froggy, bro. It's just. I can't get with it.
Fortune favors the bold. Dave East. This guy Jay Huss dropped an album. Didn't really know much about Jay Huss. Beautiful and Brutal Yard. But I seen he was popping up on my Twitter stream, my Twitter timeline. People were talking about him. Kept seeing his name around. Seen he had a song with Drake. Heard that. Dropped an album. Seen he had a song with Georgia Smith. Downloaded that. So I'm like, man, I might give him a try. He's definitely, I don't know how you would categorize. It's like overseas, not really Afro beats, but like reggaeton more, like African Afro beats. I guess you could say Afro beats. But it's dope vibes though. He's like, you can tell he's like a gangster. He's like a gangster nigga. But he'd be like on some dance beats, so it's pretty dope. But it's definitely like no American stuff. So if you get on here expecting some typical vibes, it's not that. It's definitely more Caribbean. We just keep going. What else? Lil TJ, y'all bump TJ?
I did. I wasn't like super impressed, to be honest with you, and I was pretty excited for it.
I was pretty excited too, but I didn't get a chance to bump the whole thing yet.
I honestly think the best song is with Young Boy NBA. There's a couple cool songs, but yeah, it didn't really do it for me, unfortunately. But who knows? It could grow.
Still early.
Yeah, I listened to it a couple times. I like 3 songs, maybe 4
Damn, out of the whole thing.
out of the whole thing.
And you
I
like
like-
TJ too, right?
I like 3 songs.
Would
I
you
did.
say you're a TJ fan?
I would, but I wouldn't just because I'm a Ace Boogie fan. And I love Ace Boogie and his music. And like Lil TJ is like a similar sound,
Yeah.
but not like all the way. And I feel like Lil TJ is
Similar,
lacking.
similar lanes for sure.
Yeah, and he's lacking a little bit. But he's a good storyteller for sure.
Yeah, and you know this is like the first album since he's like got shot up and stuff. He's been through some stuff, so he's still super young too. He's gotten to live a little bit, so I definitely do want to take some time and at least tap in and see what he's been
Yeah, so the songs I like is
talking about.
Project Walls, NBA Youngboy's on that one. Best Beat the Odds Part 2, Polo G's on that one. That's a popular song that's already been out. And then Night Shift. And then I like the first song, the intro.
Mm-hmm.
And then the second song, June 22nd. June 22nd is kind of like,
He's telling a story.
yeah, it's like a story about like a car following him, blah, blah, blah. And then just how he would react.
See,
And like how the people he was with was like telling him like, bro, you're tripping, bro. Like, relax, you're tripping. And it's like, damn, if I keep listening to these little niggas, I'm gonna end up dead. So
Well,
let me just trust my own intuition.
I was wondering, was he talking about, was it his story or when he got shot? Because that's what I couldn't figure
I don't
out.
think so. It was just like a car was following him.
Okay.
It might be the end result was he finally got shot by the person that was following him. But like a person was following him and he was like telling his homies and homies was like, chill. And TJ was like, nah, fuck that. So he hopped out the sunroof and then the car like sped off and he was like, see? And then I think he said he seen the car again. And that might have been like the end factor.
Yeah, I
of
didn't
him
really
getting
get
shot.
to like marinate with it, so I kind of missed some stuff. But I was like, is he telling a story about?
Yeah, I mean, I listened to that song like twice, maybe 3 times. I played it back twice this morning just because I was trying to figure out what he was talking about. And I like when artists tell a story and they're
Me
like
too.
good with telling the story, you know, and it's like rhyming and shit. I'm like, damn, that's tight. But yeah, that's my takeaway with Lil TJ's album.
Any other albums, music, songs? We bumped that Future and Quavo. Any takes? Future calling them out.
I think it's a
Oh,
dope
Future
song.
calling out Russell Wilson.
Yeah, he said, "Fuck Russell."
He said, I
He
get
not-
it off the field. Fuck Russell.
Kind of weird though, because I feel like
Like, let it go.
And
man.
then he name dropped all his
Russell's
exes.
not gonna say nothing.
yeah,
You can't say nothing. What's he gonna say?
he gonna throw
Broncos
a touch.
country, let's ride.
No, he's gonna throw a touchdown. Like, fuck Future.
That'd be hilarious.
Nah, I don't think he ever would because he's basically the father to
Nah,
Future's
yeah.
dad, Lil Future, you know?
For
So
sure.
it's like,
His name is literally Future.
right, exactly. So it's like he can't really diss him. So it's like he just got to be the bigger man.
He's already painted that this far. I might as well like fall more into it.
Yeah.
You really think he would say anything if anyone really dissed him? I don't know. I don't think that's his character, so that's why it's weird
Right.
to.
And
kinda diss.
he's a God-fearing man. He like goes
And people have dissed him before, like when they said he was a square and stuff, and
Yeah.
he hasn't said anything. So
no, yeah,
I'm sure he's over it.
he's very.
But this hits a
religious.
little bit more closer to home. Like, all right, now, nigga, I let the first one go.
So who would win in a fight?
Russell Wilson would fucking pulverize Future. Are you kidding me? This was a professional athlete.
Exactly.
Yeah, if it went rounds, if it was a boxing match and it went rounds,
If it went anything, Russell Wilson will take Future's head off. This nigga works out every day.
I know, but he's smaller than Future.
What
But
do
he's
you
way
mean?
more in shape.
Smaller how?
I don't know. I was about to look it up before I said that, but I feel like Future's bigger. No,
Like taller?
yeah, just bigger person.
He's not.
Like when you match up boxers, it's a
he's,
weight class.
He's not a bigger person. Russell Wilson is like 240. Future is not 200 pounds.
No, I have no
Russell
idea.
Wilson's like 235, 220. That nigga's he's a professional athlete. Bro. I don't know when the last time Future worked out, but I could tell you it wasn't.
Bro, we seen him at Rolling Loud. That got the gut.
It wasn't in no time recently. And I don't think Future's short, but he's probably not 6 foot.
I said future height. They tell me how to measure somebody's future height.
I think I found some. It says 6'2". I mean, he looked like he could probably be 6'2", but that's
6'2", 5'11". It's not that far off. Okay.
That's a good
It's a
and
good
then
matchup.
muscle plays a big difference though.
So
and also,
I would give it to Russell. I just wanted to see their size.
nah, yeah, Russell would probably smack that. fool.
This nigga gets tackled by 400-pound lineman.
And Future pretty old, right?
Yeah, low key. I was gonna say they might be around the same age, but I think Future might be a little older. Cause Russell not young. Russell like 36, 35. Future's
What,
probably
40?
almost, yeah.
Future's 39.
39 and not hasn't run a day in his life. It seems like.
Exactly. He got a lean
And,
gut.
and Russell's 34.
Future was sweat lean.
Damn, it's crazy. So the Broncos have him for 5 or 6 more years, something like that.
Oh yeah, that's
Mhm.
it's just that's why it was a
Damn,
thing.
Sierra's 37.
But we were like, it's just a new day because quarterbacks
What? I did
can
not
play
know that,
until they're 40.
I did not know Sierra was that much older than Russell.
3 years.
2 years?
Yeah,
Or
it's not
3
long.
years?
It's not a lot.
I mean, it's not, but it's a female versus
But he's still
like
she's
usually
still
the
older.
male's the oldest. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes
Most of the time.
Nah, I mean, my dad's wife is older than him.
my mom is older
I
than her.
said most of the time.
We just gave you 2.
Exactly. So I'm like sometimes probably like 70, 80. Any other music though? I think
That
we're,
DDG.
oh, I didn't even download
That shit
that.
had Twitter
That's
in
what I was
shambles.
thinking. I was like, I didn't even download it.
That shit had Twitter
I
in
said if
I'm
it's
shambles.
not
good
a-
enough, I'll see
I
somebody.
was like,
talking
I'm
about
not
it.
a fan really. So
But I did see he got his bitch back though. That was good for him. Well, I don't even know if they broke up or not, but I seen people were saying
they made up.
Nah,
they
they
broke up.
never broke up.
Well, and I seen something that said he had a bar on her or against her, or he said something about her.
Bro, the whole album.
All right, well, give us a breakdown. We didn't listen to it, so you got to let us know.
That's what I said. It had Twitter's in shambles. It had
Well,
Twitter in shambles.
What does that mean? Give us we need a breakdown.
So she did the movie Mermaid, and you know her love interest in that movie. And they kissed, and then they were holding hands on the promo. So he was just saying all that, like you kissed him and you holding hands. They said that movie must be paying good, blah blah blah. I don't know, it's bars for bars, but basically what he was saying, he's basically saying he was insecure, and he like that shit bothers him. He's like, hey, do y'all be texting like off screen? Do y'all be texting each other, blah, blah, blah? He's just basically saying like, yeah, I'm insecure, blah, blah.
Just being light skinned.
Just being light skinned.
This nigga looks short. Damn, how are you almost as tall as Halle Bailey? Look at this cream.
That's crazy. Don't surprise me though.
And then he talks about the Ruby
Rose.
situation. He just
Everyone go to.
clarifying.
Yeah, losers.
But I only like 2 songs. And then one of his songs is very popular. I'm Geeking.
He has it on there 3 times.
3 times.
What
He got the
fuck?
original, and then he got one with
2
Lil
remixes.
Tyler, and then he got one with NLE Chopper.
They said he gonna bank that
I'm
song.
holding this even. I'm geeking. I like that song. I
So you like half of the song or half of the album?
like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 if you count those 3.
Word.
But I like trying to link a lot.
I know next week
Trying to link is hard.
we don't have much.
Got 1, 2, 3, 4. And then oh my bad. Oh shit.
This was still on DD.
Right, god damn.
Hold on, I just want to shout out the other album I've been listening
Oh.
to. It's R&B.
Oh yeah, well let us know.
Mahalia. I can never say these
Mahalia?
girls. Yeah, Mahalia.
She's dope.
I was bumping her. I like her.
She could sing too. She just has a dope vibe altogether.
Yeah, you know, when it comes to R&B, I go for the ones that actually got them vocals. But yeah, other than that, that's all I got.
What's the
for
name of
music.
Mahalia's album?
Oh, okay. Let's see. It is called IRL.
In real life, IRL. I need to
It's
bump that.
their second studio album. Her first one, she dropped the EP in 2020.
Yeah, that was
So she's pretty new.
her critically acclaimed.
As far as features, not really anybody that we recognize. Maybe y'all do. Joyce Rice, I know her. JoJo, I think if that's the old JoJo, I know her. Stormzy,
Put the podcast on, Joyce, right?
Yeah,
Pretty sure.
that's my girl. I love
and
her.
Koji Radical. So she don't really got too many big names on here. So she's a new up and coming artist. I like her voice though. 13 songs, so it's not too long. Quick little listen, 45 minutes.
What about future tracks? Anything we're looking forward to? Anything coming soon?
Besides the stuff he just named, I don't have nothing. I know
Travis
you.
Scott, July 28th.
Travis Scott.
Oh, Enric. Oh yeah. So Future.
Joyner
And then of
Lucas.
course we already mentioned
Yeah,
Mick,
Future.
Mick Jenkins is coming in August. Seen someone else was coming in August too.
Do we think? I know we were talking about hip hop and number ones. You think Travis is going number one?
He has potential for sure.
He will.
Yeah.
Now that I think the A-list people are starting to drop, Travis is definitely going. Travis is going to sell what Uzi did easy. Travis is probably going to go. Projections. How much Utopia? I think he's giving us 230 first week.
I was gonna say over 200 for
Yeah.
sure. I think he's a bigger artist than
Yeah.
Lil Uzi.
And it's kind of anticipated too.
Exactly. This person's not as big, and you mentioned him earlier. Nas, you mentioned.
Nas, Magic 2. He's dropped 5 albums in 3 years.
That's crazy. He's on a comeback tour.
And it's like quality though. Like it's not no like, maybe it's like all heat. So I'm definitely looking forward to some new Nas right after the birthday. That's a great birthday treat. I seen Hit Boy retweet it, so he has some Hit Boy beats. Definitely looking forward to that. Anything else you guys got before we go and bless the streets?
Nah, man. Just appreciate everyone that's tuned in. Like, subscribe, comment. Tell us you love us, hate us, whatever it may be. Just let us know. But we appreciate you guys.
Same vibes. Comment. I always say comment. I don't be seeing no comments on the videos, bro. But I always say it at the end of the video. I know these videos is long, so. But I would love to hear some feedback. Let us know what are y'all favorite segments, what y'all want to hear more of, what y'all want to hear.
If you want us to introduce something new or talk about something different.
Yeah, if you want to hear something else, like if you don't like what we talking about, let us know. If you make it this far. If you make it this far, leave a comment so we know y'all are loyal. I don't see no comments. I just know y'all ain't loyal.
It's been another good show. Thank you guys for watching again. We'll be back same time, 2 more weeks. Enjoy your summers. Drink your water. Don't be texting that girl 3-4 times. If she didn't text you back after the first time, bro, she probably just don't like you. All right. Peace and love. And just like that,
we gone.